Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk about the effective date for the California Consumer Privacy Act. It is the nation's most sweeping privacy law that was passed on June 28, 2018, and it has already been referred to as GDPR Lite. In the law, businesses were given an 18-month compliance period before it goes into effect on January 1st, 2020, and that's what we will be talking about here today. I am the director of the Data Privacy Group at ClearUp. ClearUp is an AI-based data privacy and consent management platform that helps businesses manage data privacy and compliance risks. If you are looking for a software solution to facilitate privacy compliance for the California Consumer Privacy Act, call ClearUp at 1-888-252-5653 to schedule a demo. Although the new privacy law is scheduled to go into effect on January 1st, 2020, there is still going to be some uncertainty in the compliance efforts that businesses need to undertake between now and then because of the technical corrections process and the California Attorney General rulemaking, which will need to happen. We're going to discuss both of these as well as business efforts to lobby for additional time in order to comply with the rules. The law specifically provides for it to go into effect on January 1st, 2020. This means that as it currently stands, businesses will need to be in compliance with it in order to avoid an enforcement action. The qualifier in the language there related to Subdivision B deals with the November Privacy Ballot Initiative, and that measure was withdrawn pursuant to Section B. So the law as it stands currently will go into effect on January 1st, 2020, about 16 months from now. However, the California Consumer Privacy Act is going through a technical corrections process. You can actually see the current proposed amendments if you pull up the legislation for SB 1121, which is an act to amend the California Consumer Privacy Act as it relates to personal information. The bill was initially AB 375 initially received an abbreviated legislative process, and this bill was proposed in order to make some technical corrections in order to make sure that the bill is grammatically correct, as well as to fix a few minor drafting errors during the abbreviated process. The Attorney General is going to be engaged in the rulemaking process about the California Consumer Privacy Act for the next year or so. You can expect their office to solicit public comments about the measures that need to be adopted, both for business procedures to comply with the law as well as consumers to exercise their rights. There is a list of measures where the California legislature was interested in the Attorney General weighing in and setting these regulations, but in general, the AG's office has the power to issue regulations as necessary for the law, so you can expect that they will take a broad look at the legislation and issue regulations as necessary. Normally, I would say without hesitation that businesses would need to be in compliance with this law by the effective date of January 1st, 2020. However, there's a few reasons to think that there might be some flexibility to that deadline for businesses at the moment. The first of which is that business organizations have pushed for a delay in the Attorney General rulemaking. Since the technical corrections haven't been completed, they don't want the Attorney General to start its process until the legislation has been finalized. Their counterproposal, instead of the January 1st, 2020 date, which they believe would lead to rushed rulemaking, is that there should be a 12-month period after the final Attorney General rules are issued for them to bring themselves into compliance. The other reason to hesitate to say that the law will be in effect on in 2020 is that the White House intends to release a proposal this fall, which may ultimately preempt the California law. However, since a draft hasn't been issued and Congress would still need to weigh in on that matter, it's far too soon to say whether the federal government will indeed issue privacy legislation that would preempt what is being done in California. At the moment, businesses need to assume that the January 1st, 2020 date is the deadline for compliance. However, we will be updating this video as additional information is available. If your business is looking for a software solution to bring themselves into compliance with the California Consumer Privacy Act, please call ClearUp at 1-888-252-5653 for a demo of our software. We hope you enjoyed this video, and please check out the rest of our series on the California Consumer Privacy Act.